Okay, there's this feeling, right? Almost everyone knows it, even if they look super confident. It's that moment you walk into a room, maybe a big work thing, maybe just a local meetup here in Charlotte, and bam! Your chest tightens up. You suddenly really need to check your phone or find a wall. Yeah, that feeling. It definitely makes you wonder, are those people who seem so naturally social just, born that way? Or is this whole social confidence thing actually a skill, something you can, learn and get better at?
That's exactly the question, isn't it? And the sources we looked at this week, they overwhelmingly point to it being a skill. Learned. Mechanical, even. And what's really interesting is how they define the end goal. It's not about being the life of the party, It's more about feeling okay, just being you, comfortable in your own skin, and understanding the basics of how to genuinely connect with people. So our mission today, basically, pull together a practical playbook from all this research, something you can actually use step by step to build that confidence.
Right, like a tactical guide.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got it all mapped out. We're covering the prep work you do before you go, what to do if you bring a nervous friend along, plus those crucial mindset shifts you need in the moment, and how to gradually level up your confidence. So next time, it's less panic, more manageable butterflies. Hashtag before you go, the confidence starter pack. Okay, first up, preparation. The sources really hammer this. Home confidence doesn't just magically appear when you arrive. It starts before you even leave the house. The first strategy is all about reducing friction, basically a pre-game plan.
Exactly. Think about what makes you most nervous. Usually it's the unknown, right? Am I dressed okay? Is parking going to be awful? Is this even the right place? All that uncertainty just drains your energy. Energy you could be using to, actually talk to people.
Right, it's like mental clutter.
Totally. So the advice is simple.
Mm.
Do a little homework. Check the venue details, sure. But also, check the vibe. Look at recent photos on their Instagram. Maybe skim the Discord chat if there is one. It's not about being weirdly investigative. It's just preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Self-care, almost. So you walk in knowing the basics, and your mind is free to focus on people, not logistics. You're not looking for easy outs.
That makes sense. It's like disarming the self-sabotage button beforehand. Okay, but what about another huge factor? What you wear. There was a really strong point about wardrobe confidence.
Oh, definitely. And it's probably not what most people assume. The advice isn't find the perfect outfit to wow everyone. It's simpler. Wear something that makes you feel good, comfortable, secure.
So ditch the should wear and go for the feels good wear.
Precisely. Because think about it, if your collar's itching or your shoes are pinching, where's your focus? It's inward, on your discomfort.
Yeah, totally. You're just fidgeting and worrying.
Right. But if you feel physically comfortable in your clothes, you're more relaxed. Your mind isn't preoccupied. It's free to focus outward, on the conversation, on the person in front of you. Comfort in your clothes actually enables comfort in conversation. It's a direct link.
Okay, but quick question, if I'm already feeling anxious, wouldn't focusing more on my comfort, like my clothes or the venue vibe, just make me hyper-focus on myself? Is there a risk there?
That's a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
And the sources address it. The key is when you do the focusing. You do the homework, the wardrobe check, the logistics check before you go. That's pre-event self-care. The second you walk through that door, the goal flips. It becomes about outward focus. You front-loaded the comfort stuff so you can forget about it once you're on stage, so to speak.
Got it. Front load the self-care. Okay, so you're in. You feel prepared physically. But then, brain freeze. Total blank. How do you even start talking? You need that, starter kit.
Exactly. You don't need a novel prepared, but you need an opener, an invitation. And the sources suggest keeping it simple, genuinely curious. Things related to the shared context, like how long have you lived in Charlotte? Or is this your first time at one of these events?
Yeah.
You're looking for common ground, something tied to the place or the event itself.
Yeah, low-stakes stuff.
Totally. The easiest one is often just, so what brings you out tonight?
Mm-hmm.
They're not trick questions. They're just ways to get the ball rolling. Simple prompts for connection. Hashtag, strategic engagement friends and targets.
All right, we're inside. Let's tackle the big one, bringing a friend. We all do it, right, for backup. But sometimes that friend becomes like a human shield, preventing you from meeting anyone new.
Yeah, it's a common trap. The material offers a really interesting kind of counterintuitive strategy for this. If you bring a friend, treat them like a temporary home base, not a permanent bunker. The crucial part.
Yeah.
Make a pact beforehand. Agree to split up after a set time, maybe like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, wow, okay.
Yeah, the point is, if you just cling to your friend all night, you might as well have stayed home, right? You've just moved your usual conversation to a different location. The friend is there to ease the entry, not block the engagement.
Okay, that makes sense. And if you do meet someone while your friend's nearby?
Use it. Introduce them. Oh, hey, this is my friend Sarah. She's also just moved to Charlotte exploring the brewery scene, whatever.
Mm.
You're using that existing connection to build a new one. Expand the circle. Don't close it off.
Right. Okay, so now you're solo, or you've done the 30-minute split. The room looks big, lots of people. How do you choose who to even approach without feeling totally overwhelmed? Target selection.
Yes, strategic target selection is key. The advice is pretty clear. Steer clear of the big, loud, established groups initially. Those can feel really hard to break into, like interrupting a private party.
Okay, so where do you aim?
Look for the lower pressure targets. Individuals standing alone, or maybe pairs. That's a much easier conversation to join. Also, look for people near points of activity. Near the food table, the drinks bar, maybe a game that's happening. That activity gives you an instant shared context, something easy to comment on.
Like, wow, those sliders look amazing, or is this line always this long for the signature cocktail? Shared environment stuff.
Precisely. And there's one more signal, kind of the universal green light. If you're scanning the room and someone catches your eye, holds it for a second, and maybe smiles, that's basically a nonverbal, hey, I'm open to chatting. It's the easiest invitation to accept. Don't ignore that. Hashtag the secret weapon in mindset shifts.
Okay, this next part felt like the biggest light bulb moment from the research. It completely reframes what social success even means. We're calling it the secret weapon of social confidence.
Yeah, this one's powerful.
Most of us think confidence means having amazing stories, being super witty, basically putting on a show, right? We worry about how we sound. But the sources say the most confident, most connecting people, they aren't focused on being dazzling. They're focused on making other people feel heard. The secret weapon is shifting focus from trying to be interesting to genuinely being interested.
That shift changes everything. It takes so much pressure off yourself immediately. When you stop performing and start listening, you naturally start doing things that make conversations flow better.
Like what specifically?
Well, asking real follow-up questions, not just surface-level stuff. If they mention a job, ask, well, how did you get into that? Or what's the most interesting part of that for you? It means actually listening, remembering a detail they shared, and maybe bring it back later. Hey, earlier you mentioned you liked hiking near Charlotte.
So your internal monologue shifts from, okay, my turn to talk, to, what else can I find out about this person?
Exactly. And using those little encouraging noises and phrases, oh, wow, that's really cool, huh? I never thought of it that way. These signal you're paying attention, you value what they're saying. You're basically creating a good experience for them, which paradoxically makes you feel less anxious.
It turns an audition into an exploration. I love that. And speaking of reframing, the sources had some great practical thought swaps for when that anxiety hits.
Yeah, these are super useful in the moment.
Like if your brain starts screaming, what if they don't like me?
Yeah.
You actively swap that thought for curiosity. I wonder what I'll learn about them. Or if you feel that pressure, I need to be impressive, you swap it for the goal, I just want to be interested.
And the classic one, feeling like the outsider. Everyone here seems to know each other. The swap, everyone was new here once. It just grounds you in reality, reminds you these social circles aren't fixed, impenetrable things.
Okay, but even with these tools, those first few minutes, they're always the worst, right? The sources mentioned something called the 10-minute rule for that.
Yes, the 10-minute rule. This is purely about sticking it out. Commit to staying for at least 10 minutes, no matter how awkward it feels initially. There's a physiological reason this works. That initial wave of anxiety, it's often an adrenaline spike. It peaks pretty quickly.
The fight or flight thing.
Exactly. Your body realizes, okay, no saber-toothed tigers here. If you leave after 3 minutes, you basically teach your brain, yep, social situations are terrifying. But if you stay for 10, usually that initial adrenaline surge fades. Maybe a conversation has started, maybe you just feel a bit calmer. You give your tools a chance to actually work. It's about outlasting the initial panic. Hashtag scaling confidence in reality checks.
So we've got the tools, the mindset. How do we practice without, jumping into a massive starry networking event right away? The sources had a nice tiered approach for picking events. The idea is to start where it feels manageable, not necessarily easy, but doable.
Right, scaling it up. The low-pressure tier is great for starting. Think events with a built-in shared focus, like a coffee tasting club, a creative workshop, maybe volunteering. The activity itself, the coffee, the art, the task is the main point. Conversation is secondary, which lowers the stakes.
Makes sense. Then what's the next level?
Medium energy. These are events where there's maybe more interaction, but still some structure or movement that helps. Things like game nights, maybe at Highwire Brewing or somewhere similar. The game provides focus. Or walking groups, food tours. Movement helps conversation flow. Prevents awkward silences.
Okay, and the final boss level.
Huh. The challenge level. That's your big, unstructured networking mixers, maybe busy trivia nights like at Urban District Market, large festivals. These require you to be more proactive in starting conversations. But by that time you tackle these, you've built up the skills from the lower tiers.
As you climb those tiers, though, those nagging worries can still pop up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the classic, everyone else looks so much more confident than me. The reality check there. Most people are managing nerves. They're just better practiced at hiding it. That effortlessly confident person. Probably years of practice behind that.
Right. And what about the feeling of, I don't want to bother people?
The antidote is remembering why people are there. At mixers, meetups, they want to meet people. You're not interrupting their private time. You're actually fulfilling the purpose of the event. You're doing what everyone hopes someone else will do for them.
Okay, good point. And the dreaded moment. Running out of things to say.
It happens. Don't freeze. The key is having a graceful exit line ready. Something simple like, well, I'm going to grab another drink, some water, but it was really great chatting with you. Enjoy the rest of the event. It's polite. It's clear. And it gives you both an easy out. No awkward lingering.
Yeah, the goal isn't perfection. It's not about collecting contacts like Pokemon cards. It's about acknowledging the effort, right? Celebrating the small wins. You showed up. You asked one follow-up question. You made one person feel heard. That's the real progress. Hashtag tag outro.
Exactly. And if you zoom out, that's how real confidence builds. Not by analyzing every past awkward moment, but by taking consistent, small actions. It's like compound interest. Each event you go to makes the next one a tiny bit easier. You start seeing familiar faces. The environment feels less alien. You build that network of friendly nods.
So we've laid out the playbook, the mindset shifts, the escape hatches, the actionable step for you listening right now, this week. Find one event, something low pressure, manageable, and just commit. Commit to going and commit to having one conversation where your only goal is to be genuinely interested in the other person.
And that really loops back to the core idea, doesn't it? When you let go of the need to perform, the pressure to be fascinating. The sources basically suggest that the most confident act is just having the courage to show up as you actually are. Because honestly, that authentic, interested version of you, that's exactly who people are hoping to meet.